1946. Harry Truman is President of the United States. Republican Simeon Willis is the governor of Kentucky. Adolph Rupp's UK Wildcats win the SEC championship. There are widespread labor strikes across the United States. Cher, Donald Trump, George W. Bush, Sylvester Stallone, Steven Spielberg, and Bill Clinton all enter the world. And in Louisville, Kentucky, 40 businessmen led by Earl Muir of the Louisville Trust Company form the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. Their goal, improving the business climate in Kentucky. A lot has changed in those 60 years. George W. is now president. Donald Trump has hosted a reality show, and Kentucky has had 14 more governors. But one thing has remained the same, the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. There's been a facelift or two, a few new locations, but at the core, the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce has remained a constant, strong, unified voice speaking on behalf of Kentucky business. Over the decades, that has meant many things to many people.
We've been a member of the State Chamber the entire life of our company, with the exception of 3 days. We joined the Chamber not for the Chamber to help us, but for the Chamber to help create a business climate that allowed us to help ourselves. It's the one organization that really gives all business across the state a chance to get together to help improve the business climate in Kentucky. And I think the Chamber's done a great job, and I'm excited about having been a part of it.
The general role of the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce has been, over these years, is to influence public policy in Frankfort to develop a better standard of living for all Kentuckians. And it takes a partnership between government and business.
The Kentucky Chamber is an invaluable resource to the state. There are many things that come and go, but it's one of those institutions that has grown up and has found its place and is moving forward. The Chamber has the knowledge, the wherewithal, and the actual people to go out and to set the policy agenda, to set the tone, to do things that are the best for business.
Businesses in general look to the Chamber for leadership in areas like economic development, workforce development, business regulations, tax reform. These type of areas, all businesses, whether it's a small business, medium-sized business, or a larger business, we need their educational expertise, and we need the leadership that the Chamber provides and has for these 60 years.
I was fortunate enough to be chairman of the State Chamber in '89 and '90 when we did pass the CARE reform. And business got heavily involved, ended up tax money, the whole bit, to ask for reforms. Began to realize if we were going to have economic development, you have to have an educated workforce.
The Chamber of Commerce is a catalyst for uniting the business community and helping them to work together, giving them a single voice on very important issues that are important to businesses and our communities across the state.
One advantage of the Chamber is you bring together the best thinking of the top businessmen in the state of Kentucky. And they combined all of their wisdom and their judgments together. From that comes a composite of how we deal with the changes and the things that need to take place.
It's a great team. It's not just me, my, mine. It's what's good for us, what's good for the state, what's good for the Commonwealth, what's good for existing businesses. How can then we attract more business to come to Kentucky and more opportunity? I mean, the competition to get companies here, to keep companies here, it's tough. And so the job that every member of the team does is extremely important.
Every session we have hundreds and hundreds of people come to the General Assembly, and those that are the most successful are those who have prepared the best before the session starts. Kentucky legislators need someone that has the bigger picture. The Kentucky Chamber of Commerce has a great reputation of giving good information to help us prevent unintended consequences in legislation in Kentucky.
The role that the Chamber plays in advocacy in Frankfort is immeasurable in terms of the benefits provided to companies like Toyota. Being there in Frankfurt when the regular session occurs to help educate our lawmakers on issues that impact businesses throughout the state.
I think the Chamber's role has been vital. David Atkinson has traveled this state far and wide, and he has met with small business leadership and large business leadership, and he is building that bridge with legislative, executive branches.
The Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. The best thinking, a better standard of living, a vital team, the big picture, a catalyst for advocacy. 60 years and counting.
And I'm very proud of what this state has done. I'm proud of what this state has to offer in terms of just the cultural amenities and the quality of life that's here, the beauty of this great state, but also what we have accomplished as a state in terms of education reform, in terms of the growth of the business community. I have the good fortune of working with a board of directors from across this state that consist of some of the most talented, most civic-minded business leaders from the communities across this state. And when we put their vision together, when we put their brain power together, we can create a future for this state, an agenda by which we can grow the businesses of this state. And that's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of something that is positive, that's moving forward, and that's looking for a brighter future.